is up, Fishy family? So I heard a little rumor that you guys got to have a stream with Big Rich's twin last week. I heard
Not
it was
my
a great
twin.
time.
Not even close to being me. Not even close to being me.
I didn't want to say older brother. Just didn't want to put that out there. But I heard you guys had a great time. It was fun, comical. So I'm glad.
I had a blast. You had me laughing, bro.
But you know what? I'm back, baby. The most favorite host is back.
Favorite host? Really? You're going to claim that? Dude, I am the favorite host. For sure. I'm the one that keeps this running. I'm the one that keeps... You don't even want to do this anymore. How are you the favorite host?
You're every week besides last week.
Well, he's a good boy. That's all that matters. So we're here today. We're going to have some fun tonight. You stop messing with me, boy. He just pulled my hair. Okay, guys, I'm glad to hang out with you guys tonight. Tonight we have a few different things going on. We got a surprise guest behind us. If someone can come up with his name, I'll be impressed. Okay, he flew across country from all the way from Oregon. Portland, Oregon.
It's Oregon.
Oregon. He got on a plane, paid for a plane ticket, flew all the way to Ohio Fish Rescue. We had to pick him up at the airport. And he wants to be here since Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, helping us out. And then he's going to fly home. Amazing. He just wanted to come hang out and help. And he's doing this at his cost. Amazing. Everybody. Kevin Josie, people. Kevin Josie. Did I say that wrong, too?
Right
it's
on
Josiah.
If you guys remember, he was the guy in the chat last week that said he's going to take the jumper cables to the nipples with Tesla.
We looked.
Really? That was you?
We couldn't find the nipples on Tesla, so I guess it's a no-go.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so we got some mods in here. Thank you guys, all you mods that are helping. I appreciate all your help. Love you guys. You guys are helping so much. Thank you for that. And now let's go on to the Tracy update real quick.
Wait a minute. It's the drinking word.
Oh, the drinking word. Let's go with Kevin.
Go with names.
Names? What?
It's a name.
Any name.
Josh, Big Rich, Kevin, Brutus.
If you see a name, you may drink. Or partake, whatever.
All right, Tracy update.
Okay, so now this week with Tracy, we have been weaning her off of... Well, wait, I got to address something that happened last week. Somebody was frantically trying to get in there and say, please get her to move out of the bed. Please do this. Please do that. People, understand that we do a lot more than what I tell you on here. I just tell you the highlights on here, the new things. Of course we get her out of the bed. We've taken her around the block many times. She holds her own head up in the wheelchair. We take her, out back and see her pond. We take her out front and see her pond. I put out a couple videos of this. So just mellow on that and know that we, of course, are going to take care of our girl. Of course. She ain't just laying there, okay? She came home from the hospital with a huge bed sore on her coxal region, which is your tailbone. It was huge. I can stick my pinky in it. It was huge. It was disgusting. We've got that all healed up. She has not had one bed sore in the whole 7-8 months I've been taking care of her. She's doing great. She's doing good. When she came home from the hospital, her hands were all contracted. Her feet were pointing down and contracted. We've got all that back. Now her right hand is a little bit, just like this. But, we can loosen it up instantly by doing, the what do you call it, range of motion. We work on her all the time. Trust me, guys, it's okay. You ain't got to get that frantic. It's cool. We are taking care of her almost like we care about her. So she's doing good. Excuse me. She's doing good, and since last week, we've been weaning her off of the respirator, the ventilator. We've got her off for 10 hours at a time. She's doing this steadily, almost every day, 10 hours. She's doing good. I can only work on her when I'm taking care of her, because the nurses aren't allowed to do any of this yet. The doctor ordered for the respiratory therapist to come here and do this. The respiratory therapist says, I can't take 8, 10, 12, 16 hours of my day and sit there and watch her. You guys have to do this. So, forget that red tape. I've been doing it. As long as her heart rate ain't up, her breathing rate don't go up, and her temperature or any of that, as long as she's not in no stress, I leave her off. She sits there and breathes on her own.
Who are we talking about right now?
Your mom.
Who?
Tracy.
There we go.
Okay.
That's a name, by the way. Just pointing it out there.
So she's doing good. We've got her. I've got her off of the respirator 10 hours at a time, multiple times a week. We're going to push it next week up probably 12, maybe 14, see how far she can go. And she's not hitting her peak yet. She has not ever once hit to where she was stressing. The timeline was me. The nurse is showing up. I can't have her off the machine no more, So I have to stay up all night long to take care of her. See, right now, what I do is I go to sleep, and my phone wakes me up every hour on the hour. I go out there, and I suction her, and I reposition her every 2 hours, all that kind of stuff. If she goes number 2, I change her, but then I go back to my room. Well, in my room, I have the camera right on Tracy, and I turn it up loud. So if the alarms go off, it's louder in my room than it is in the living room. So it wakes me up, So that's how I'm taking care of her now. So I'm getting my little half-hour sleep in multiple times a night. So, I have to stay up all night. I cannot go to sleep and leave her off the ventilator. I have to sit there by her and watch TV and that kind of thing, So it's getting by. We're doing good, and she is going to eventually be off of this respirator. The doctor gave me a whole plan of what we need to do after she's off the respirator for 48 hours at a time. We can actually take her off the machine, and then you stop, and then we have to change her trach to a number 6 from a number 8 so that the hole closes up around it. We have to change her trach from a balloon cuffed to no balloon, so that she can start breathing on her own and pass the trach and all that kind of stuff. Once she gets down to where they can sew this back together, I have to then start suctioning her mouth every time she coughs up. She's got a really strong cough response. She coughs up. Trust me, she is going to have no problem with that. But we're going to have to suction her mouth all the time instead of suctioning her trach. So we've got that to look forward to, but it's getting better. And, she's... for the last 4 days, she was high temperature and all that kind of stuff. Today, she's back to rosy pink skin and comfortable, and she's doing really, really good. So she's I'm very happy with her progression. Thank you. Good word, Josh. I'm really happy with that.
It's almost like I went to college.
Almost like you went to college. I'm trying to dream up some sort of thing that I can strap her to me, so when I walk, her legs move with my legs. She's hanging on my back. She'd be right here. I'm trying to come up with something like that to where I can walk around the block, because, let's face it, I need the exercise too. So if I can walk her around and give her the exercise instead of being in a chair, like a big baby sling, type thing, and have her walk with me, something like that. I'm coming up with something. But we've got the state approved a new chair for her, a Tilton Space. They came out and measured for it. The PT evaluation came out today. So they're waiting on the PT evaluation to go in, and the chair company's going to go.
Evaluation.
PT? Physical therapy, yes, PT evaluation. And once it goes in, then the chair people can start making the Tilton Space chair for her. And they said it'll take about a month. So she's getting her own Tilton Space wheelchair that I can tilt her back, and we won't have to strap her in. She'll be laying back a little bit, and I can take her around the block. It'll be much more comfortable. So we got that coming, and that's taken care of now. The ramps are in, and now they're talking about lifts above the hot tub, mounted on the ceiling, to where I can take her in her wheelchair there, and then the lift will hook up to her. What's that thing that goes around her for the Hoyer lift? The body bag
Sling?
or whatever. The sling. So we pick her up out of the chair, out of the bed with the Hoyer lift, put her into the wheelchair, and leave that sling under her. Then we take her out there. We can pick her up with that sling, move her over, and lower her into her hot tub. Ooh, that's going to be nice. So they're talking about all this kind of different stuff there. I'm actually getting good help from the state now. So they're wanting to, do more than I was fighting to get them involved, So, everything's looking good. Everything's looking good, and she's doing great. And, I kiss her on the forehead all the time. I tell her she's doing great. Tracy. So everything's progressing very well. So I just want you guys to know how happy I am with everything. And, the nurses are doing great. I love our nurses. It's all looking good.
I'm sorry. What is our nurses' names again?
Mara and Evelyn. That's names, guys.
You
2
sure?
consumptions.
Positive?
Yeah.
Not another one?
Another one?
There's not a third one?
There's no third nurse. Big Rich. Okay. Mara and Evelyn work 8 to 4 every single day, and then every other Sunday. And then I take over the other 16 hours every night, and then 24 hours a day on weekends. That's why, weekends is not really good for me. Come Mondays, it's time for me to go to sleep. But we're dealing with everything, and we're getting through it. So
Melissa F. done figured me out.
what's that?
She said Josh wants everyone wasted.
Yes.
Brooke Ollie said picture still foggy, must be YouTube. It must be. You're the only one who's saying that the picture is bad tonight.
Anybody else? The picture look good?
It looks fine for us, so let us know. If we can do anything to fix it, we will try.
Looks great here. But anyways, now let's move on to this guy right here. You don't know the
Who's
day
this
we
guy?
had today. This is Kevin.
Oh, I know.
Consume. This guy here, we worked our butts off today, and I'm telling you, we didn't get nowheres. Every time we did something else happened. We
So
had,
you're telling
3
me
floods today?
I leave for 8 hours and everything goes
No,
down.
you changed you put some siphoning hoses in tanks, and I'm out there trying to figure out why is this tank empty, and I don't understand what's going on here. We put a pump into it, then we start working somewhere else, and that tank overfloods. We're like, we caused our own problems today. But man, it was 3 different floods in the fish room today. Well, 2 in the fish room and 1 in the pool room. The one in the pool room had a stump. We worked for 3 hours, sucking up all the water to find out where the water's coming from, going under every tank. Oh my God, it was horrible. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. And we vacuumed up the water and it's never come back. I don't understand it, but we wasted a lot of time on that. You know what I got accomplished today? I
Nothing.
fed the fish this morning. And then since then, we've been working our butt off. Didn't accomplish nothing new, though. Let me see here.
So is that the end of your story?
That's the end of my story.
I felt like you had more to say.
No, I'm interested in something going on right here. You go ahead and take over real quick.
I'm just getting invested here. I just started grabbing my snack, turning over to you so I can listen, figure out what the problem was today, and you're done. So it must not have been that bad.
JC says, anyone know what happened to the Metalheads? We don't talk about them no more. Mrs. Metalhead is hanging with I swear to God, she's hanging with Adele. They're best friends now. They're best buddies. She, as far as I can figure, they were over here and treated me like God, and it was great people. And then all of a sudden, no matter what I said to her, she turned it around to where I'm just, it meant something wrong. I don't know. But
moving on.
let's move on. We don't talk to them no more.
We are here to have a good time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something I've been wanting to talk about. All right. So everyone on the stream does not know, but me and you kind of know.
What's that?
So we are working towards we're going to give you a little bit of insight at something that's going on at OFR right now that, you know, the masses do not know, but you guys who are signed in here to the live stream tonight are going to know. We are going on Sunday to dismantle an entire fish room, which you guys will see on video. But what this allows us to do is expand our whole quarantine operation. So we are not only getting rid of four 55 stacks.
No. We've got two 55s and two 40s under it. It's a dual 55 stack. Well, the 55 can't fit under it because you got no room to get your fish in and out. So we put 40 longs under and 55s on top. That was our quarantine for small fish. Them are all going out the door.
Man, we're going to do now, we're going to flip the 450 around, slide it in right where them 55s were. So that's going to leave about 2 foot sticking out into the aisleway against the whole face of the 2200 to where my dad wanted to put up a curtain. We're going to
you got to understand, when you walk into the fish room, you see the Bellagio tanks. And then you see the back of the 2200. I've hated seeing that. I've always wanted that blocked off. And they've been blocked off now with that 580 there and the 450. And the problem is, I'm trying to tell people about this tank, and they're like, "Oh wow, look at this over here." No, stick with the tour. I'm telling you about this tank, you know. So I've always wanted that blocked off. It's the back side of it. You know, you go down the middle aisle, you get to see that tank. So now with the 75s there, we're going to have 6 75s and 2 125s. Is going to be our quarantine system in front of that. And that's going to be the whole 16 foot. And then the 450 is going to be pushed back in right where the 2 dual 55 stands were. So it'll all be even across the front face. That'll stick out the same amount. We're going to have a bunch more quarantine tanks there, not on our system. It's going to really help us out.
All ran off of air. It's going to be great. So with that being said, we're going to have a bunch more tanks to either A, do as giveaways and give back to the community, or we can
got a bunch of tanks coming
try
to give
and, you know, get rid of them and recoup some money. But I like option A better.
Yeah, we give them out. That's what we do.
We have 55s, 40s. We've got a
I'll spend the money for the gas
tank
to get down there, the rental, the trailers, all that stuff. That's out of my money. I'd rather just give this stuff out to our members.
That's what we'll do. So as we upgrade, you guys get free stuff too. Raheem said Josh, and he plans to go to Aquashella. So we are giving up our Aquashella plans. We were supposed to be there, but this rescue can only happen this weekend. So.
And it's Aquashella weekend. We had tickets to go. I got Josh signature cards. I got Big Rich cards. I got Reaper cards. So we can sit there and sign autographs, but it ain't going to happen. We put our flights back, and we got our money back, actually. And we're now going to stay here this weekend and do the big rescue, because every one of these tanks have like a breeding pair of Umbies, a breeding pair of Jack Dempsey's, a breeding pair of Dovai. So we're going to have to bag all these fish. We can't put them in one big tub. They will kill each other. So we have to individually bag all these fish and bring them back like that, plus all these tanks. We're taking 2 trucks, 2 trailers, and we're going. So, you know, and we're going to give a bunch of the breeding stuff to George at Agno Aquatics.
Sure are.
He helps us out all the time.
So if you guys don't remember, with that video, we took all of the tropical fish to Greg's. George actually had me come over because I was so frustrated and trying to catch these fish out of the monster pond, out of the Bellagio tank. I caught 5.
And he gave up. He's like,
Yes.
I'm done.
So George had me come over. It was all planned on, you know, paying out of pocket. He said, absolutely not. You're just going to take them. You'll get me later on.
He wouldn't let us pay for the fish.
George is a great guy. He's helped the rescue out many, many times. So anytime someone asks about, you know, fish stores around OFR, I always send them to Agno Aquatics. He's always got good stock, good fish, and he doesn't sell. And he doesn't sell stuff that, you know, is a problem later on.
Right. Plus, he's also an HVAC guy. So when we have problems with our furnace, he comes over and fixes it for us, and he don't charge us nothing. And you can't beat a guy like that. That's that kind of guy. You gotta you know, help him out in his business. So we try and push his business too.
Yeah, so he had me pick out a bunch of fish that I think Greg would want. And when it come time to it, he bagged them all up. And I said, how much do I owe you? He said, absolutely nothing. You'll catch me on the flip side.
Wow.
Good dude.
So Josh took up, I think, what was it, 25 fish?
Yep.
To Greg Woodstock in Chicago. Didn't pay a dime for any of them. And we didn't have to go into our tank and take out any.
Well, we tried. We just couldn't catch them.
They're quick. Says the ultimate fish keeper. So, anyways, let's get back to this guy right here. I want to talk about this guy. Kevin, how you doing?
Doing good.
Really good to meet you, buddy. Now, I didn't know that we've actually been talking in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to so many people, you know. You remember you talked to me, but I don't remember I talked to you and this and that. And you're that guy. You know what I'm
I
saying?
heard he had brain surgery.
Oh my God! Stop it. No, there's so many people I talked to.
I heard his twin brother done hit upon that subject.
Would you guys let me speak? Okay.
Wait. I heard your twin brother also didn't let you speak. Is that true?
Okay. Boy, have some respect for your elders. No, but
I'm asking
you know,
about your brother.
I talked to a bunch of people about a bunch of different things.
You know, his twin went and talked to his son that way.
Oh my God. Look, I talked to a bunch of people about a bunch of different subjects, and then I forget it, and I go on and I talk to somebody else about a different subject, and you know, I talked to so many people that, you know, when you come around, you know, I'm like, oh hey, how you doing? You know, blah blah blah, this and that, and then we didn't even realize how much we've interacted in the past, you know, and you know, now you come here and you're going to stay here for the weekend and work for free, and you paid plane tickets to get here. That's amazing, brother. That's amazing.
Well,
I appreciate it.
I think it's a sound investment to what I'm doing at home. So, on the job training, I think is the best way to do it. And,
So what are you doing at home?
unofficially, I have a small rescue as well, but
Okay.
I got to work within my means.
Right.
I'll have about 2,500 gallons of water. I act more as a foster.
And this is where?
Tillamook, Oregon.
Say that again.
Tillamook, Oregon.
Tillamook,
Oregon.
Oregon. Okay. Tillamook, Oregon. Got it.
We're
Can you spell that?
No.
Tillamook. Did I get it right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
he went to college.
Okay, so you got this rescue going.
I like to call it more of a foster. I'll hang on to big fish for as long as I can until I can find a bigger, better permanent home for them.
Right.
There's always a conversation. Do you keep the fish? If they want me to keep them, if I can keep them with my means, I'll keep them.
Well, that's really hard, and you need the space to be able to keep everybody's pet.
Yeah.
You know, they want. I mean, they really love their pets,
Mhm.
and we do a lot of it here. But on a new little rescue, it's really hard to do because you're taking up tank space that you need for rescues. But you promise that person you're going to keep that fish for them, you know,
Mhm.
and then that fish is like so mean, and you won't let no one else in the tank. You're kind of like, you know, cutting your own arm off, you know,
Yeah,
trying to.
yeah.
It's hard. So, you know, I get it. But here's my advice to you. Work with the public aquariums. Call them up. Ask for the curators. Ask for all this stuff. Ask for, you know, the people in charge of the aquatics and stuff like that. And talk to them.
Mhm.
Tell them you run a rescue. And that you know, do your quarantine system right. Okay? And as long as they can come out and see that you've got a good quarantine system, they'll work with you.
Mhm.
And, you know, they can start taking from you. I work with 9 different public aquariums. And every one of them is better than what I can supply here because they have a vet on staff 24/7. I don't. You know, we got Dr. Josh and Dr. Ridge. So, and we have lost fish. You know, we're not, you know, the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? We're just people trying to help the problem. So, you know, I'm giving you good advice on this. You know, work with your people around near you. You know. Because they can take them. And if they take them, oh my goodness, you take your red tail that comes out of your 220 and he goes into a 30,000 gallon South American exhibit at the public aquarium.
Mhm.
You know, that's awesome. That's great. So
We have Tim Childs for $5. He says, "Thanks, Big Rich, for wishing me a happy birthday last week on my timeline.
Oh,
It
no
made my
problem.
day. It shows what a nice man he is and how real he is."
Well, I've got, I don't know how many friends on Facebook. I think it's like 3,500 or something, and I don't personally know everybody. But every single day, when I wake up and I take care of Tracy, I go back in, I try and answer some messages. And I do everybody's birthday. Whoever comes up on my timeline, I say happy birthday to them. Because everybody deserves a happy birthday, So I do that, and, people just really appreciate that. And it don't take much time, 10 minutes of my time.
I don't even think I wished you a happy birthday on Facebook.
My own son didn't give me a happy birthday.
On Facebook.
All right.
So, question for Kevin.
Yes.
What is your favorite type of fish?
I recently lost my favorite fish.
Try and speak up because your mic's way over here.
I had a Fahaka puffer that had just hit a foot that was actually a rescue.
Mean.
And he was actually pretty cool. He had tank mates. He got along with them.
No way. A Fahaka puffer with tank mates?
He had a black belt cichlid he lived with that actually picked on him. He's got some African
That
cichlids over in
surprises
there.
me.
You remember that one Faka puffer we had in the 1,000-gallon? It was the nicest one ever. We
It was a baby.
gave it to Joe Rockwell. He was about 12 inch.
Yeah.
Gave it to Joe Rockwell. Then he started feeding it prawns and shrimp and all this stuff and live crayfish. Now it's the meanest thing ever.
Yeah. We only feed shrimp, tilapia. We don't try and feed, crayfish or live things or anything else. We do frozen clams for the Mabu puffers.
Mm-hmm.
But, we don't want to... Like this lady brought us a alligator snapping turtle. And we're trying to find it a home because they're pretty much illegal. I've got a certain amount of permission because I call the Department of Agriculture and then I call the Division of Wildlife, and I talk to the lady I talk to all the time. She gives me time. But because of these people last week trying to turn us in for the swans and all that, I now got the permit
Wait.
What?
Let me tell something to you. Swans are not illegal in Ohio.
No.
He can have as many swans as he wants. They're not illegal.
But I did get it's called a written permit for all these species that are on this list. I'm allowed now, well, as soon as I pay for it and she puts it through, but she's writing it up for me. It's called a written permit. In other words, there's not a permit made for this certain situation. She says, well, because I got 72 hours. I'm allowed to take them, and then I call and I find out where they can go, and then I take them there. She says, you do a lot of, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, I'm going to give you a 1-year permit. I'm allowed to have any species for 1 year before I have to. Hello? Oh, bye, Mara.
Tracy's good.
Okay, thank
Watch
you.
her nose, it's running, dripping down her
Is
throat.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Have fun tanning.
I'm going to the bar as soon as I finish tanning.
Good night.
Bye, Mara. So now I'm going to have a little bit of leeway. I can take in the alligator snappers. I can take in, somebody's, largemouth bass. Things that aren't on the CITES list, but are illegal to own in the home, that type things. So, she's being really nice, and I wouldn't have talked to her because I had the little leeway before, but because someone tried turning me in over the swans, I went and I told this lady everything about everything, and she's like, I'm going to get you the permit you need. Now I've got a written permit for a year. I can keep any species here for up to a year before I have to find it a home. So thank God for that. Now things have got easier. And I'm on the talks with the U.S. Department of Wildlife to get the CITES 1 list, because you can own CITES 3, you can own CITES 2. You can't ship them, you can't sell them.
Buy, sell, trade. You can legally own them.
Right.
You just have to provide them a forever home.
And now with the CITES 1, you can't mess with any of them. But I'm talking to the U.S. Division of Wildlife and trying to get CITES permits so I can take in snakeheads, anything like super illegal like that. Asian arowanas we'll be able to keep here. As long as everything goes good and the permits ain't too expensive, we're going to do it. So, I just, a bunch of Karens on the internet started getting on me, and I went and covered my butt. Alrighty, let me see here. Where'd you leave off, Josh? He just gets up and leaves. Oh my goodness. Let me go on back. I don't know how far back this is. Did he do the Tim?
I don't think so.
All right, let me see if there's one before this. Wow, he just left me hanging. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, there's no super chats way back there. Let me go to this one. Where's it at? Here it comes. All right. Tim Childs says, $4.99 says, thanks, Big Rich, for... What are you doing? Oh, my God. My son is crawling on the floor. He says, thanks, Big Rich, for...
Did someone forget
you did
about
this.
me?
You did this one, right?
Yeah, I was trying to make a dramatic entrance and I forgot my glasses in here.
Okay.
So that really failed. Yeah, you're messing up. We were at the bottom of the chat, buddy.
Yeah. Big Rich, Sharon Arnold says, you love the Metalheads. What's happened? I don't know. I thought they were one of my best friends. They were driving out here all the time. I cooked them dinner. I bought them alcohol. And then in the morning, I made, chocolate chip pancakes or French toast every time they came out. I put them on the live show every time they were here. I taught them how to do, YouTube videos. And all of a sudden, she just flipped on me, and we don't talk about them no more. So
sometimes things do not work out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I loved them, but they're not in our life no more. They're out bad mouthing us right now. So we don't talk about it no more.
So we have Diesel on the show tonight.
Hey, Diesel. Hey, buddy. Hi, buddy. I mean, if I had a friend that would cook me dinner and then buy me alcohol, give me a place to sleep for the night, I wash their sheets and clothes for them, and then in the morning cook me French toast with homemade whipped cream, and I put vanilla in there and, powdered sugar. Oh, my God, it was some good whipped cream. And, I would be good to them. I don't understand. They got what they needed from me, I guess, and they moved on.
All right, so let's dive deep into some fishy conversation.
Yes, let's get some fishy questions on here. We're here to answer your fishing needs. People. Oh, wait, one more thing. Kevin, didn't you have something you wanted to bring up?
I do.
Okay. He's got a box over here, and I'm dying to see what it is. He brought with him on the plane to give to us.
So Big Rich needs to lose weight, and Josh needs to
thanks,
bulk up.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
So I brought some.
This is his message. Big Rich needs to lose weight. Great friends.
I brought a bunch more protein supplements for you guys.
Oh, these are all beef jerky. Oh my God, look at this. Beef jerky. Wait. About half a year ago, somebody sent us a big box full of beef jerky. And it had the same name on it right here.
Just so happened to be Tillamook.
Yes.
What an amazing coincidence.
Was that you, bro?
I'm going to tell you another story. Do you know how hard it is to bring flake salt from Netarts Bay out of Tillamook, Oregon through the airport without getting a drug dog and
oh my God.
pulled
You
aside?
What is with this salt? Why did you bring salt to us?
So that is from one of the cleanest bays in the world. It's called Netarts Bay. It's actually wrong arm, tattooed on my arm right here.
Okay.
It's where I grew up. And they pump the water straight out of the bay and they boil it, and that is the byproduct.
Really?
And that is some of the best salt you will ever have.
Really? How much does it cost?
It's a lot.
Really?
But I've got some connections.
Well, we certainly appreciate it, brother. I thank you. So you're the same guy that sent us all that jerky before?
That was me.
Wow. See, it's such a small world, and we saw that come in, and we did an episode of Awesome People on that one, and we really didn't know the person. Now we get to know the person. It's awesome.
And Diesel says thank you.
Why?
He absolutely loves the jerky.
Well, I'm sure he does. Okay, so let's move on here. Oh wait, I gotta try some of this this jerky.
All right, we have David Kessler for $7. Says, "What it do, Fishy Crew?"
Hi, David.
Oh, Diesel, you got some of the good stuff.
Oh my God, this is so good. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's some damn good jerky, I'll tell you that.
Mm.
It's chewy, it's fresh, it's good. All right, so I said let's get some fishy questions in the chat for that.
Man, that was good.
It was.
All right.
Any more koi rescues soon?
Yes, we've got this Sunday. We're going down, which we didn't go to Aquashella because we're doing that big rescue of all the tanks and all the fish and stuff. Monday, we're going to Massillon, Ohio, to do a whole koi pond. Again, this is our third koi rescue of the year. So we're going there to do that, and of course, we're going to, you know, video it and you know, share it with you guys. You know, of course, that's what we do.
Okay, we got Juice Junkie and says, "Oh, I'm willing to get that tattoo of Ohio Fish Rescue, but you got to pay for it in Maine, Bangor, Maine, and I'll take a video of it and everything for you guys." So
Awesome.
if you want the first OFR tattoo, we've personally got to do the video, so we got to fly yourself out to Strongsville, and we will get the tattoo done.
But do we have any good tattoo artists around here?
Oh, I do.
You do? Who?
I do. My buddy Joe from high school. He's actually, so I always told myself I would only get myself tattooed by, like, you know, Kat Von D or, you know, the Ink Masters in New York. But this guy here, he's so good. Like, he does super intricate tattoos about the size of a quarter. Gets so much detail in them, and they're so impressive that I would let him tattoo me. So it would be an honor to let him do the first OFR tattoo.
Wait, and the first OFR or the first tattoo on Josh's naked body? You have no ink.
I would get a tattoo too, but he said he would get the first OFR tattoo on him.
Okay.
Because I would pay for it. That'll be a great video, just saying.
All right, let me see.
All right,
here.
we have Eric Heddich for $5. Says, Big Rich, Josh Reaper are the most hospitable people I've ever met.
Eric came out from New York and came out and drove with his wife and their 2 kids, and their kids are so adorable. But yes, what do I want to say? So well mannered. I was like, I love his kids. His kids are great, and they wrote Tracy a whole, you know, I don't know if it was a coloring book or a story book, but they drew pictures and they had a story on it. You know, it was awesome. You know, Eric came out here and he had a good time. We cooked. What did we make? Stuffed shells for him.
And they brought their meatballs.
Oh, they did the spaghetti cook-off with Reaper and all that stuff. Yeah,
we
had a great time.
Drain.
Oh yeah, he helped us fix our back drain. We were having a hard way to go with that.
I didn't want to do it. And he said, "Damn it, get your butt out here and let's do it." And I said, "All right." So he also said, "How's Lavutka doing?" She's big
doing
piggy.
great.
And see you at the barbecue.
Oh, you coming out for the barbecue, Eric? That's awesome. He's going to drive another 9 hours to come here for the barbecue. That's awesome. We've got a lot of good people coming here for the barbecue. And then Liz Dregney, the lady that's one of our mods on here tonight, she's actually part of the band. Liz, put up your link to your band. These people know like 400 songs. They're like, how much?
500.
500. So we're going to put together a list of what everyone wants to listen to, and they're going to play it. They're going to be here. They're playing for free. Awesome band. You guys got to check it out. Liz, put up the link for it.
So we have Ray Quadix. He says, "Could you go into detail about what meds you use for different situations during quarantine?" So we treat for 3 different things.
So it takes 3 weeks.
Based upon what we see. So if we do not see parasites or we do not see fungal or bacterial, we're not going to treat for it unless we have to. But there's 3 rounds: bacterial, fungal, and parasitic. For parasitic, we normally use microbe lift, broad spectrum disease treatment, and 9 times out of 10 that will take care of the fungal at the same time and very small bacterial infection. So that is our first line of defense. And if it's strictly fungal, then salt and good water will do absolutely amazing. And then if you still have problems after that,
What's
you
the name
have
of this?
bacterial
Jacobson Salt.
infections, then you're going to have to move to, antibiotics, which, in some states, you might have to go to a veterinarian and get your fish diagnosed and get simple injections, which we do have to do here. Or you could use things like General Cure or, something like that. That's just a broad spectrum. You might be able to use Canaplex, which is actually the only type of antibiotic that is absorbed through the skin.
Canaplex is some great stuff, but it's also very expensive.
Yes, it is. So those are basically the 3 rounds that we do here, but it's always different depending on each fish that comes in. If we try and treat for a bacterial infection, we try and use the smallest tank possible because you are treating for gallonage, and that stuff is expensive. So if you were treating a 5,000 gallon tank, we would not be here today if we were treating 5,000 gallon tanks every single week trying to treat different diseases. We would not be here. But because we have such a large system, we put people into our system, we have no infection. Fish. They count as people. But we have so many fish that we put into our system that we go through a rigorous amount of quarantine first that we no longer have to worry about infection. And sometimes there are mistakes made and you have to go ahead and treat the whole system anyways. But you know what? It doesn't always have to work out that way. You can pull a single fish out and treat just that fish. But if we were treating 200,000 gallons every week, I'd be broke.
I'd be broke.
Would you be broke?
Of course.
So it's much easier to treat, 10 to 200 gallons as opposed to thousands.
So, a fish comes in or multiple fish come in, they don't leave and look sick. We still treat them with these 3 different types of treatments, 3 weeks, and then we know that we can go ahead and put them in our system. Because whether they're sick or not, they could be carriers, It could be released into the water type thing. So we treat all that before they enter our system. Now, there have been, every once in a while, a situation where the fish was too big or something, and we had to put it right into our system. This is on a need-to basis, depending on the fish or these circumstances, But 99% of the time, we quarantine everything before it gets in our system.
So we have our buddy Omar for $5.
Omar, wait, no, hold
did
up.
you guys get the koi fish food I sent you?
Omar, Kevin, can you hand me these here? Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at this tub of koi food. Keep going. Keep going. Omar calls me and he says, hey, I've got something on the way. A little something coming in the mail. I'm like, okay. Don't know what it is. And then all of a sudden, this, ouch. Oh my goodness. This shows up. This is koi food. You're breaking my legs.
Each tub is 15 pounds.
Each tub is 77 pounds.
It says it right there, 15 pounds.
I know. It just feels really heavy. Yes, we did, Omar. Thank you so much, brother. You are the man. Thank you. I appreciate it. The fish appreciate it. Thank you. You rock.
So we have Ange for $10. She said, happy Friday, hashtag Team Tracy, hashtag OFR rocks.
Aw, thank you, Ange. You rock. You've been with us a long time. I appreciate that. Let's put all this jerky over here. Oh, someone asked what the name of the salt was?
Jacobson.
Jacobson Salt. And what's this Jerky that I like so much?
That is research and development stuff, especially for you guys. So,
Oh, really? So you
we-
don't even sell this?
No.
Wow.
So we
it's
have-
so good.
We have Mississippi Hippie says, which fish dewormer do y'all use at Ohio Fish Rescue?
Ooh.
So that is different depending on each fish species. So normally if you have to deworm a fish, it's mostly, you know, discus and, you know, high-end fish like that. A lot of your normal stock fish do not get worms. So we use discus specific dewormer for them.
But the general cure
Yeah.
is the thing we use most.
Or if you are going with Fritz brand, then it is Expel P. It's actually the same ingredients that are in General Cure. It's just rebranded and sold as is. All right, what else do we have here in the chat?
Any update on Willstar? Did the procedure help from Riesenberg? Yes, from what I hear, it helped. He hasn't been around lately. He's doing his Bigfoot adventures on his channel. So he's going all over the place and video and all that kind of stuff. But he hasn't been around lately. But I called him today and, you know, I asked him, why ain't you been here? And blah, blah, blah. So he should be around soon. Let me see what else we got here.
Mr. Jinx said, what's the hardest fish to keep healthy that you have?
It'd either be the Tigrinus or the GATF.
GATF are hard because they need super fast flowing, super clean, and waters that don't have a lot of fish in them because they do stress easily and die. But as far as a fish that more regular fish keepers can get their hands on, I would say the Tigrinus. Because the older they get, the more pristine water they need. So you have to care for them more and more and more as the time gets older. So to see a Tigrinus that's over 30 inches long is absolutely insane. Seeing one over 20 inches is pretty great. But, you know, once they hit that age is when they start taking a turn for the worse. So if you have them in, you know, 50, 60 parts per million water with nitrates in it, then they're slowly going to perish. They usually get big, giant red sores on their body. And we get a lot of questions from a lot of people about why is my Tigrinus dying? Well, here's the reason. Your water's not good enough. Check your nitrates. Well, my nitrates are at 40 parts per million. The rest of my fish are fine. Well,
that could be very well
the
be.
rest of your fish are fine because they can handle it. Your Tigrinus can.
Yeah. All right, so
we have Tyler for 20 bucks. Says, hey guys, hopefully you got the other motion sprinkler.
oh, was that you, Tyler? Yes. They came in and there was no mention of who they come from. We did get the second motion sensor. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that.
So now you got one for the front pond and one for the back pond. What day is the cookout again? Keep it up, Team Tracy.
The 26th. And, of course, you're welcome to come. Yes. And you know, it took us a minute because we had to figure out how to put it together. And it came in pieces. And, you know, we're figuring this out. Then we have to put batteries in and all that. We got it all figured out. And they're set up. Now the problem is, we have to run garden hose, one to the back and have it on at all times, one to the front. The front one's easy. It's right by a garden spout. But there's no garden, you know, spouts in the back of the house. It was a pool addition. There was a pool in the ground that they built addition around it and didn't put. So we're going to have to run a hose all the way from like the utility area all the way around back to that sprinkler in the back. Now, it's going to work, you know, I love the way they work and you know, we did all the adjustments and everything else, but we need to get it hooked up. They're both built and they're both put together. We're getting ready to put the one on the front pond tomorrow, and then the one on the back will take another day or two.
So we have, what fish does OFR have that has the longest lifespan?
Ooh, that's a good question. It would have to be the turtle, the alligator snapping turtle.
It's not a fish.
Well, that's what we have that lasts longer than anything else.
Fish.
Now let's go with fish. Geez, what is there? Oof.
It's so easy. It's staring you right in the face, and you don't even know.
No. I'm thinking here. Let me think.
So easy.
So easy.
So
What
easy.
is it? Spill it.
Koi. They can live up to 200 years old.
No, if you look, this is a, bred, really bloodlined koi. Yes. Normal koi only live 20 years.
Yeah, well, you know what? That could say the same about any fish whatsoever. But if you take a fish that can live up to 200 years and they're only living 20, how about that ebonite, which is supposed to live 80 and it's, bred and can only live 15?
Yeah.
Hard to say.
We don't have $200,000 koi here. That's what I'm saying. We don't have true bloodlines of Chinese back 8 generations.
You have zero faith.
All of our koi are going to live 200 years. That's what you're saying. You gotta love this guy.
So we have David Kessler for $7 said, would you guys be able to keep the other man-eating catfish you don't have?
Yes.
We certainly could. There's only one. And that is the European Wells catfish.
And that's against the law until I get this permit. Against the law, it's a CITES 2 fish? CITES 1?
No, it's technically an invasive.
Okay.
So we can have it, but if only we are donated this fish and it comes out of someone's tank who already smuggled it into the country, but we cannot go and pursue this fish. Say, I have a permit, I want to buy this fish.
Yeah.
We cannot do that. That is against the law, so we will not do that. So if something, some way, God-forsaken tale way down the years, someone has a European Wells and they donate it to the rescue, we're legally allowed to keep it here. That's about it.
Okay, next thing we're going to hit on. It is Dougie's birthday, and he's up late in UK celebrating with us. Awesome. He's staying up late. It must be, the other side of the... What?
12:15.
Yeah, 12, 1 o'clock, something like that. Yeah, it's got to be late for him. Happy birthday, Dougie.
We have Jesse Brenneman for $10 says, weren't you guys supposed to be in Orlando this weekend?
Yes, we were.
We went over this. We decided to skip Aquashella.
No, we're only skipping the Florida Aquashella. We're going to be in Dallas. We're going to be in Chicago. But we had to skip Florida because of the fact of this huge rescue that came up, and we have to go and do that, and we need all hands on deck. So we kind of got pulled out of Florida Aquashella, and I'm sorry about that, guys, but we were supposed to be there, yes.
Can OFR get freshwater jellyfish? We can.
Yeah.
I mean, they're common around here. They're in the lakes, but
they're actually in Lake Erie.
they're not really the jellyfish that you know and love that are saltwater. They're very, very different, and they don't sting you. So I mean, they're kind of boring. We've had them before, but like I said, they are boring. So we have
Look at this. Ange comes in. She's such a sweetheart.
For $5, and what did she say?
Happy birthday, Dougie. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's awesome. Cheers. And it's midnight there. So he's there at midnight.
That's what I said.
Let me see what else we got here. Oh, look at our little dog. So cute. Daddy's little boy. Aw. That's actually Tracy's dog, but she hasn't seen it yet. So Josh has been taking care of him, and he just thinks Josh is daddy.
Pretty much.
Dougie says, thanks so much. You just made my night. Awesome, buddy. I appreciate it. Or, I'm glad we can make your night. All the way to the UK, brother.
So, yes, we do love our UK crowd as much as our, Australian
we got a big following in the UK and Australia, There's
Canada.
It's amazing.
All over the world. We love you all. Diesel, this ain't for you.
Dart Frog says, OFR's got a few UK watchers here. Giovanni Silvestri says, how's Tracy, guys? You're going to have to watch the beginning of this for the Tracy update.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to go through that again. You're going to... He just leaves me. He just like gets up and goes. Craig Steele says, hello from Scotland. Yes. The pizza, holy boy, Scotland here. What? Well, then come in here. I got to go and take care of Tracy. I'll be right back. Come on, go.
So sorry guys, but you know, priorities do proceed. So Mom matters most. So we had to go and take care of that. And we are all good. He went out there, said, I know what's up. We're good. Can you go ahead and shut that door just a little bit so we don't see the door? We can see the green screen. All right. Back to the show. You guys are awesome. Yes, I am tired tonight, but you know what? That comes from, you know, working every day. Sometimes we are allowed to be tired, guys. But you know what? We've got Diesel here. We've got Kevin in the back. We haven't heard from you all show. So we had you answer a few questions in the beginning of the show. So tell us a little bit about your tanks that you have back home.
So everything is stacked in my living room right now. I've got one couch. I started with one of those big horseshoe couches. I had a love seat. I had a TV stand. Now I've got a TV on the wall and I've got one couch. So I helped a friend in need and I rented out my back room, which is tile on concrete. And now that she's no longer living there, everything's moving in. I've got a 500 gallon, a 300 gallon, 240, 150, a whole stack of 125s, 75s, 10s, just the whole gauntlet. So I got to find a way to stack them all in a 19 by 13 room. So
if we ever need help over in Oregon, we can definitely call you and count on you. You are getting some decently large tanks set up, with the largest being a 500. I know you had some plans of some of the fish you have now living out their lives in that tank.
I've got a
Pretty awesome.
red tail shovel nose hybrid that will probably live out his life in there. Granted, he doesn't get 5 feet long. I've got a fire eel that'll probably end up in there.
Pretty sure you know a place that you can send them if need be.
I've heard of this place on the internet. Twin brothers and a son that run a rescue. So I've got a half dozen fish that require bigger tanks. Got a giant gourami that lives by himself right now. I'm hoping to get him mixed in with the bigger fish, and hopefully he kind of cools his jets because he's a bit of a mean little shit. I've got a Dovai mix that has to live by himself. So I've got some fish that are kind of living in solitary confinement, and hopefully I can mix them in with a bigger tank.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you are doing big things out there, and you're actually aspiring to be, you know, the best that you can be for the space that you are given. That is pretty admirable. Because can you shut the door, you heathen?
I'm a heathen. I don't know where my glasses went.
You probably left them out there by Mom. But here, I got you a new pair. And act just like your brother.
This is my Pit Viper glasses. I won from the mullet.
Those are your brother's glasses. Don't lie.
Stop it. Okay, where did we leave off?
Very
Tracy's
bottom.
okay, guys. It's okay. She had a lot of phlegm come out into the HME. I had to change her HME. There was high inspiratory pressure. I took care of it. It's all good.
We were all the way down at the bottom. Liz is doing a great job at moderating. I can't even keep up with her tonight.
Really? Way to go, Liz.
Yeah, great job. All right, so you guys have more time. Let's get some more fishy questions, and that is fishy questions into the chat tonight, and we will answer them.
Donnie Alexander says, my girlfriend thinks Kevin is a hunk. Wow, okay.
Well, some people were saying that the video quality wasn't that great earlier, so I'm kind of guessing that's probably what it is.
Okay.
All right. So while people aren't asking questions in the chat, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about something else. So for us to make this 450 plan, the 75, 125 stacks happen, we're going to do something crazy, and
We
that
need some
means
people here.
that means that 580 gallons is going to have to go outside.
Yes, we have to take it out. We have to take out the 450, the 580, and then we have to bring the 450 back in and put it where the two 55-gallon stacks are. And then we're going to have to put the 75 gallons, 75 gallons, 75 gallons, and then the 125s there. And then we have to carry the 580 all the way around through the backyard, onto the back deck, into the pool room, and bring it around. We have to move the goldfish tank, which is a 350, closer towards the door. Then we have to get this 580 past the goldfish tank and then in the wall next to it. And so basically you will have the shat koi babies, the shat koi bigger babies, the koi fish, and then you'll have the 580, and then you'll have the goldfish 350. So it'll be like a wraparound, because on the other side we've got the 1,000-gallon bass tank, and then the 750 frontosa tank, then the 500. So it's a big U around the whole pool of fish tanks.
Drew Figueroa said, how long until the Phantoms get an update? I'm going to throw them into the 1,000 gallon any day now.
Yeah, because they're getting big.
Yeah, they
and chubby. Now, somebody else said something about yours ain't the biggest, but, you know, we had...
all right, let's put this settled.
Hang on, let me say this. What was his name that came up from Predatory Fins? Why the Fish Guy? Came up and he said he saw rods. Ours are bigger than rods. Okay, and then someone else says, oh, I seen someone else's and they're bigger than yours and you got no chance. Well, that's fine. We don't feed live. So we're feeding tilapia and shrimp. Now, I'm not claiming to be the fastest fish grower ever. I'm just saying we feed our fish well. These other people are feeding live. We can't do that. We don't do that. Fish are friends, not food, you know. So if someone else beats us, I'm not going to feel bad. They're doing it their way, and live feeding, of course, is going to give you the best food you can get. But we don't do that here at the rescue. So if we come in second or third, I'll be happy, period. Because we feed our fish, and they're always fat. They look like they got golf balls in their bellies at all times. Tennis balls.
So technically, the largest growing phantom redtail that I know right now is some gentleman who is not, posting on social media. He's not a YouTuber whatsoever, but he did get his phantom redtail 2 months before we did. He's been in a pool pond, so he's had ample room, ample food, and this thing is like 16 inches long right now. He's absolutely massive. But that's what you get when you get them way sooner than we did. We were 2 months late to the game, whether that was because of weather or whatever it might have been. But for the time that we've had with them, we've done pretty well, I'd say. They're going to go into 1,000 gallon. This dog loves you. He's going to go into 1,000 gallon. And then after the 1,000, the 2,200. So they are doing just great. We have David McAllister, some $5 says, keep up the good work, Liz. # Team Tracy.
Yeah, Liz rocks.
Sure does.
And I thought the same thing about the last two, head mods. I haven't made no head mod now. Everybody's just a moderator. the last two head mods really broke my heart. You know, all I wanted from Adele was for her to be nicer to people, and she turned on me and went ballistic. And then, you know, Mrs. Metalhead seen that. You know, I taught Miss Metalhead. I went and talked to somebody that Adele had deleted and banned. I talked to them about their actions, and they apologized and said I didn't know, you know, that it was bad for the rescue. And so now here was my motto: teach, don't delete. You know, and Mrs. Metalhead worked on it fine, and now and they're both best as friends. It's crazy.
What will the 450 be after it's set up? So, being its location in the fish room, it'll be a quarantine tank. So, what this might do is, if we so wanted to, we could take the 550 that's on quarantine now, make it a part of the system, because that's super easy. It's a matter of putting a hose into the stingray pond and a pump pumping up to it.
Overflow, yeah.
Right. So that would be nothing at all. We could gain 550 onto our system, but we could also keep it all quarantined, because we can never have too many fish coming in.
The problem is when you get a fish in and you give him the first medications for a week, and then more fish come in and you have to add them in there. Now that fish has to go through the second week of the same medications.
Right.
So more quarantine tanks would be, you know, beneficial to us.
Certainly would. More questions. Mr. Jinx said the outside koi pond is looking fantastic. It gets better each time we see it.
Yes, sir. It's you know, I look at it and I'm like, wow, this is nice. You know, and then the fact that Greg Woodsock said, oh my God, this is huge. You know, if my company would have built this pond like this, it would have been a $90,000 pond. I'm just like blown away with that, because it was me and Joshy. We rented the equipment and we dug the hole and we did it. A lot of help from our friends helping us carry the rocks and stuff. But basically it's a home built pond. And, you know, I'm very proud of that, because it's huge. It's big. And now it's getting taken over with vegetation and looking so awesome. You know, every day I go out there, I'm just impressed myself. You know, I love it.
All right, some more questions.
There's actually more things that came in. We have a letter here. Check this out. This is something. I've been waiting for this. Okay. Now let me read this to you. This is amazing. Dear Sir, hi Big Rich and family. My name is, I can't even understand any of this. And I have a challenge for you, Big Rich, to a steak cook-off on July 17th. What I am calling is hashtag Big Rich Day. It will be my birthday. I'm turning 53. We'll soon, you know, we've seen what you and your family are going through. Says we only watch YouTube. We will bring fresh steaks and baked potatoes. If you accept this challenge, the rules are simple. Steaks will be from a butcher shop. Number one, after we get there, we both will have a few hours to get steaks ready for cooking.
Shit.
Number two,
Shit.
we both will need to cook 10 steaks each. So that tells me he's bringing 20 steaks from a butcher shop. That's hundreds of dollars. Number three, all you have to do, Big Rich, is accept this challenge. That's part of the rules. Sir, I accept your challenge. The only problem is the date. On the 17th, we will be out of town. We can be there for Sunday the 18th. If you can change it to the 18th, we can do this. But I cannot do the 17th. We are already going to be out of state. July 17, 2021 is Saturday. Whether you accept this challenge, we will be there for my birthday. We plan to be there on July 17, 2021. Thank you for your time. Yours truly, Michael. Now, he sent this. He says, oh, snap. I forgot to tell you Name and a little history about me. My name is, I don't even want to try it, but you can call me Michael. I know it is a mouthful, okay? For a few years now, I have been fighting health problems even before this stupid COVID stuff that's going on now. But anyways, enough about me. If I was not for my nephew Matthew, I might and can be in the same boat. We can talk about that later. You can put this on your YouTube thing. Like I said before, thank you for all you do and taking time to read this letter. I don't text or email, but you can call me, and he gave me his phone number. With all of our love to you and your family, yours truly, Michael. So, Michael, I do accept your challenge, and I would love to do this. Now, he sent me invitational cards, and it says Big Rich +1, Josh +1, Will Star +1, Richie +1, and Reaper and his wife. So there's 10 right there. So I'm thinking he's bringing 10 people. Is that correct, Michael? So our point is, we would love to do this, and you don't even understand how much I love barbecues and family together outings and all that kind of stuff. I love that. So I would definitely do this, but we can't be there on the 17th. We can only be there on the 18th, Sunday. We'd love to do this. If you can change it to the 18th, we're definitely in, brother.
So we have Omar said, how big are the Peruvian sharks now? The largest one's about 3 foot. The smallest one is about 28.
Yeah. And they cruise together. They fly around that pool together, like in a shark pool. they swim together. They're amazing. I love Peruvian sharks. Real Peruvian sharks, not iridescent sharks. Iridescent sharks are cool. Our Schwarzenegger is an iridescent shark, but they're not meat eaters. They're not shark-like. Peruvian sharks are way different than iridescent sharks. Iridescent sharks look like a shark, sorta, and they're cool. They are omnivores. They will eat anything, but the Peruvian sharks are meat eaters, and they swim fast. True predators. Trust me. So when I see a couple of them swimming together around the pool, and I can't help but think of the Jaws theme. Dun it. Yeah. They're awesome. They are amazing fish.
So Dougie said, I need a girl that looks at me like Diesel looks at Jerky.
Don't we all? Oh my goodness. All right, Giovanni Suster says, how's the fly turtle? Fly turtle's doing great. He's all healed up.
They're great.
He's bitten us quite a lot lately. He got me twice just the other day. And then he got Josh, because Josh is like, oh, no, he only thinks, and this is my thought period too, you put food at the top, if your fingers are there, he'll bite them. No. He thinks it's food, so he's going to bite. No. Josh was in the tank, had his arms in the tank, and was looking at this one fish.
Check the video tomorrow. It's going to be a great one.
Okay. And this turtle came over to him, this Fly River turtle, our little Hubert, that we've healed and fixed and loved on for so long, came over and bit Joshy.
He bit the Jesus out of me.
Oh my goodness. I love my son, but it's just too funny. You got to see this tomorrow. Great video tomorrow.
Reaper for $5 says, can the large peacock bass ever go into the indoor pond? # Team Tracy.
No, he cannot. See, what people don't understand is there's a lot, let's say politics, going on with what fish goes where and where, what pool and, what tank. There's a lot of politics involved. If we put that huge peacock bass into the pool pond, it'd be great. Give him more room. Yeah, that's awesome. What you guys are not thinking of, he would decimate our colony of cichlids in there. He would just, bam. He would decimate that colony. There'd be no more cichlids in that tank. So we cannot put the peacock bass in there because of that. That's why there's no clown knives in the big pool pond, because he would do the same thing. Clown knives are quick and would decimate our colony of cichlids.
Not to mention the prune sharks would get bigger and eventually eat them.
Yeah. The problem is, you know, we don't, our big fish now don't want to go after this little tidbit when they get big fillets, you know. So we feed them and they're good and they leave the cichlids alone. We like this ecosystem balance we have. We don't want to put more predators in there that are opportunistic predators and super quick. They would take away all of the cichlids, and I don't want to do that, you know. I like our ecosystem the way it is now.
All right. How's Lavaca doing? We've heard this before. She is doing great. She is in her 265. She's getting big. And her previous daddy Eric will be here on the 26th to see her yet again.
It's the second time he's not bringing his wife and kids.
He's flying in.
He's flying in, yeah. But he gets to see his baby.
Hey, I understand it. Driving sucks.
Oh, yeah. That was a 9-hour drive he drove. Him and the wife and the kids came, and they had a great time. We had a great time, you know, and I miss them. They were good people, you know. And now he's coming back, but, you know, he's flying in. So it's just for the barbecue. And we'll make sure he has a good time when he's here, you know.
Michael A. said peacock bass are in fact one of the largest cichlid species.
Yes.
They are cichla. Yes, they are. They hail from South America. They are fast. They are furious. Wonderful fish.
We have 318 people here. Everybody, go hit that like button. That'll help us. Thank you. All right.
Oddball Aquatics said at OFR there is also a stupid amount of reptile sticks in this food donation.
Reptile sticks?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Haley said in this food donation there's a bunch of reptiles.
Oh, she's got pallets of Oddball Aquatics. Called us up. That's Haley. Remember her, the dragon girl, the dragon lady with the purple and the pink long hair? She called us up and says, look, I've got all this food here and it's been delivered to us. I want to give it to you. And I think it's 3 pallets full of food. And it's mostly koi food, you know. So, yes, we're going down Sunday to do this, you know, rescue and then all the tanks. But we're also driving over to Haley from Oddball Aquatics, her house, and picking up all this food. So I just want you guys to know that she's donating all this that she got donated to OFR. So, you know, she's always been a friend of OFR. She's great. She's a great help. She's, you know, she's knowledgeable about her plants. And if you guys ever need, you know, plants or anything like that, check her out. Look on Oddball Aquatics, and, you know, she has a lot of things for sale. You know, help her out. She's always helped us out. And now we're getting like 600 pounds of food from her, you know, so.
She said should feed Brutus for a few days.
A few days. Love you, Haley. You the bomb.
Richard Maloney for $5 said, Josh, where is my friend? Your friend is nowhere to be found tonight, Mr. Maloney.
Who's
but
this?
I will raise this drink to you and say...
His friend. What are you talking about?
His friend.
Yeah?
His friend. He's got a friend.
You're not telling me. I don't understand.
He's got a friend. That's all I'm telling you. He's got a friend.
I hate when he does this. All right.
It's from like 5 streams ago.
Okay. Richard, thank you very much, brother. You the man.
Oddball Aquatics said 2,000 pounds of fish food.
2,000 pounds?
2,000 pounds.
Oh my God. And we were going to send Will Star over to pick it up. He can't lift 2,000 pounds of food. I don't care if it's 15 or 20 pound bags. He'll give out after the first 5 bags of 20 pound bags. We're going to have to send somebody else with him.
If they're 50-pound bags,
20
10
pound
bags is
20-pound bags.
well. I know
No,
a
that's what she
50-pound
has.
bag. Well, just saying, 50-pound bags, 10 bags is 500 pounds. That's 40 bags there. It'll fit in the van. Will Star can do it.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Eric Heddick said, I need to take a swim in the monster pond this time. I missed out. You are more than welcome to.
Yes, sir. And he's going to go swimming tomorrow into this scary oasis.
The abyss.
The abyss of nothing but teeth.
So-
Teeth everywhere.
I bite back. I'm not worried about it.
Tell us a little bit more about your friendly nonprofit organization that you speak so highly about.
So another nonprofit I help out is called the Gambler 500. We take $500 cars, we drive 500 miles, and we pick up trash along the way, and there's a little bit of partying and drinking involved with it as well.
Nice. Sounds like a really good time.
And how many people are involved in this?
There's about 36,000 members on Facebook.
That's insane. And they're all under the same objective. You guys are all having a good time, supporting a good cause, and cleaning up trash. Out
And having fun.
And having fun.
Right. I mean, that's some great rules. $500 cars got to make it 500 miles. We don't care what it looks like. And have you seen what this guy has come up with? He's got some Mad Max looking vehicles.
It's a lot of fun. I actually just sold my car that I took for $500 just to pass it along. I had a lot more than that into it, but it was a father and son, and he's about to the age where he can go on these. Typically, it's kind of a 21 and over type thing, but I thought I would pass my car on and let the next generation have fun and build something new.
Nice, nice. What are you building now?
I don't know yet.
What was the last car?
So, well, the one and only car I built was a 2004 Crown Vic ex-police car.
Okay.
I cut it in half and caged it, put 40-inch swampers on the back, and
Nice.
went on my merry way.
Nice. Driving an old cop car with swampers.
So Jay
Nice.
Sav for $5, he did not say anything. So thanks Jay Sav for the $5 super chat. And we got Reaper again for $2. He said, "Oh no, not my chiclets."
Josh, do you know what this means right here?
No, we're not going to acknowledge that. We got Haley from Oddball Aquatics says, "You need a pallet jack," or me and Will
We
Star
have
will
a
need
pallet jack,
He
but
said,
we can't take it with
she
us.
said, "Me and Will Star will need a prayer."
We'll start praying for you, Haley. We got that. We just got to fill up the van, that's all.
All right. Kenu Turk says, "I asked you guys a while ago if I should put my two gars and warmouth together, and I take your advice, and they're doing great. Thanks, guys."
No problem. You know, I like it when things work out. As long as fish are the same size, you can put them together. If a fish is a little bit smaller than the other one, like a largemouth bass a 12-inch largemouth bass will eat a 10-inch largemouth bass or a 10-inch gar. So you can't put things in with them. But, you know, different things like alligator gars, they don't really eat that big of things. Now, I've had alligator gar, like a 2-footer, take a 1-footer and bite him and then swim around with him. He had no chance of swallowing him. But he swam around with him, so his tail's out this way and his face is out this way, and swam around with him for like hours, and then eventually released him. You know, he lived, but you know, it's different in each situation. So I'm glad it worked out for you, buddy.
All right, let's get some more fishy questions in the chat, guys. Scrolling back to see if I missed anything here. There's a couple of people talking about Rod's fish tank being poisoned. What do you think about that?
You know, it's a sad day that somebody would do something like that. You know, Rod's a friend of ours, and you know he don't deserve that. He works hard. He runs a moving company. He runs his pet store, you know, where he sells fish, and then he also, you know, just had a baby and has his family. I mean, he's a busy, busy man. He didn't need this in his life. You know, I, I feel bad for him, but I always worry about that here. You know, and yeah, I don't know. It's, you know, some people out there are evil, and I don't like to think it's true, but it's true. You know, some people are just mean, and you know things like this does happen. This is why the jails are so full. Well, that and the cops are a little too, you know, sturdy or strong or
Strict?
strict. Thank you.
Kellen Landwerlin for $2 says, Big Rich, thanks for the birthday wish yesterday.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Everybody should be wished happy birthday on their birthday.
We got Jay Sav for $5 says, Love you guys. Made life bearable during lockdown in the UK, but please talk more about nitrates and nitrites. I don't get it.
Really, you don't get it. Listen, it's pretty simple, buddy. Okay. Fish pee, and that comes out straight ammonia. There's a certain bacteria, okay, that takes the ammonia and feeds on that and turns out nitrites. Then there's another type.
What does nitrates do to fish?
Oh, it's still bad and
It basically turns their blood
to mud.
Exactly. They can't get oxygen to their
brain,
system.
right? So nitrites are not as bad as ammonia, but still deathly to fish. Now you've got anaerobic and
Aerobic.
aerobic bacteria. There's two different types. One type eats the ammonia and turns it into nitrites. Then another type of bacteria eats the nitrites and turns it into nitrates, which is less harmful for your fish. So at that point, the only way of getting rid of nitrates is doing water changes or having a steady drip through system.
Or having natural plants which feed on nitrates in the
Right,
water.
but you gotta have a lot of plants. Okay, like
Diesel,
you've never seen a farmer's pond change in their water. What?
Diesel just crapped himself.
Oh, you never see a farmer's pond and the farmer's out there changing his water for his pond. No, it's the farmer's ponds are the best big bass bucket mouth fishing you can get, and they're maintained by plants. Plants, you know, run off the nitrates and release oxygen into the air. So that's the whole ecosystem thing. If you can, you know, do this, and that's why we have so many plants on our system. The more plants we have, the less we have to do water changes. The less trickle system we have running in. Right now we have a garden hose running in about half full.
And you said something about anaerobic bacteria. This is only a small, very small percentage of bacteria that can be harnessed within a fish tank. So if you have a very, very dark chamber, most of the time it is only dripped in at very small amounts, and you feed this chamber sugar and it's dripped in at a small
And
amount.
it has to be in
very
pitch
slow
black
moving,
water.
dark black, no sunlight, anaerobic, and it's supposed to eat the nitrates out of the water.
That's a nitrate scrubber.
But it's so hard to do on a large scale. We have anaerobic chambers in our monster pond, which we are thankful for, but they are so hard to actually maintain, and you have to feed them sugar to keep the bacteria growing. So it's kind of not practical for normal fish keepers to be able to grow anaerobic bacteria. Diesel.
Well, look at it this way. Haley from Oddball Aquatics, she don't have no filters on 90% of her tanks. Her tanks are full of plants and a few fish. And they have their babies, she sells them off. She has not ran any filtration on her tanks for like years. Her whole system, go check out Oddball Aquatics, and you will see how plants actually eat the nitrates, and you don't need a filter, a water change. She does this, and so does a few other YouTubers, which I'm not going to mention names, but all on plants. The plants is the answer to this whole situation. The more plants, the less water changes. Period.
We got Jay Sab again for $5. She says, "No, I'm tipsy and female. Talk about when you generally film. Love you guys."
Aw.
So I
Well,
will.
When does Jay Sab turn female? I mean, Jay sounds like a dude.
It could be Jasmine. It could be Jacqueline.
Could.
It could be a many.
But thank you for telling us you're female, because we would have definitely thought you were male.
But we will definitely talk a little bit more about the nitrogen cycle in our normal videos, so we can educate the
Yes.
masses.
The nitrogen cycle is important, and plants are the most important thing. We are trying to overrun all of our tanks with plants so that we can do less water changes.
Her name is Jane.
Jane?
Jay
Awesome.
Sav, Jane.
Gotcha.
All right. So it is past that 8 o'clock hour. We do have.
No, we're running till 8:30.
We're from 6:30 to 8 because Steven's on next.
Steven's on at 8.
He's on at a little bit before 8:30.
Our buddy Steven Conroe, you guys all know him from SC Aquatics. He come up here. He helped us cut the Bellagio stands down. He's come up here and put multiple hours in. So whenever we're here, we want to help his channel. Go on over and check him out. And he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Of course, we will see you all next week on Stay Fishy Friday. We had a blast. I know Mr. Diesel here ate a bunch of beef jerky. He's starting to stink the place up. But you know what? We're going to take him out. We're going to have a good time. And we will see you all next week on Stay Fishy Friday.
All right, guys. Love you all. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And as always,
stay fishy, my friends. Let me find this thing right here. Here we go.
And to all, a good night.